She started with chaotic editing, iced coffee, and unfiltered rants, and suddenly, she was on the red carpet hosting the Met Gala. But somewhere along that surreal rise, Emma Chamberlain disappeared. Not from YouTube or social media, but from us. And what she left behind says everything. For the millions who watched her in real time, Emma wasn't just a creator. She was a comfort zone. Her voice felt like home.
It's my dad. I want to go shopping so bad, but I am obviously trying to sort of cure a shopping addiction, so I shouldn't go shopping. I still might go shopping, but
Her jokes, although self-depreciating, felt funny. Her hoodie-wearing thrift store self became a symbol of imperfection done beautifully. But now, the camera's off more than it's on. The editing is sleeker and the chaos is gone. So what happened to the Emma we all knew? Let's rewind, because this is the real story of Emma Chamberlain. Her rise, her reinvention, and her quiet, intentional disappearance from the version of herself the internet thought it owned. The rise, from bedroom to Vogue. It all started with a teenage girl, a camera, and a laugh that didn't try to sound cute. Back in 2016, when YouTube was still overrun with perfectly polished influencers, Emma Chamberlain did the unthinkable. She turned the lens on her real life. There were no brand deals, no ring lights or professional setups. It was just her, a camera, and a chaotic brain dump that somehow made sense. Within a few short months, people weren't just watching, they were obsessing. Her secret? She didn't try to be perfect, and that was revolutionary. At a time when YouTube was full of glittered morning routines, sponsored skincare tutorials, and ultra-curated what I eat in a day content, Emma's shaky camera, abrupt zoom-ins, and self-deprecating jokes felt like a breath of fresh air. She wasn't flexing her life, she was figuring it out, with iced coffee in hand and thrifted hoodies on her back. The edits were jumpy, the humor was bizarre, and the honesty was painfully real, and people loved her for it. From DIY slime videos to chaotic thrifting adventures and rants about nothing.
Glue itself could just be slime. I'm not even kidding. 1/2 of clear glue. Well, I don't have clear glue, so sorry, buddy. 1/2 cup of water until well mixed.
Emma was YouTube's new obsession. But more than that, she changed the entire aesthetic of internet culture. She made it cool to wear oversized crew necks, to film with a cracked phone, to show your pimples and awkward silences, and talk about how weird it feels to just exist. Her videos were relatable in the deepest sense of the word. She didn't just set trends, she was the trend. Within 2 years, the numbers said it all. Her channel racked up millions of subscribers, hundreds of millions of views, and a digital footprint that rewrote what it meant to be an influencer. And that was just the beginning. The shift, from vlogger to brand. As Emma's influence grew, so did the opportunities and the expectations that came along with it. Her casual bedroom vlogs slowly turned into high-production trips. Instead of thrifting in LA, she was front row at Paris Fashion Week. She became the poster girl for the VSCO aesthetic, messy buns, vintage jeans, oversized tees, scrunchies, and hydro flasks. Suddenly, an entire generation of teens was editing photos in VSCO and uploading aesthetic dump posts on Instagram, all following Emma's lead. Brand deals with companies like Hollister and American Eagle started pouring in. She was modeling, designing, and inspiring a whole new internet era. And then came Anything Goes, her podcast, launched in February 2020. A weekly sit-down that felt like a therapy session between you and your internet best friend. No video, no glam, just Emma talking about failure, heartbreak, social anxiety, confidence, and growing up unfiltered and unscripted. It gave her a space to be again, a space to think, to share her advice and perspective, to get vulnerable in a way YouTube's algorithm never rewarded. And through it all, Emma was becoming something more, a brand, something that Louis Vuitton didn't fail to notice. In March 2019, Emma attended Paris Fashion Week under a co-sponsorship between YouTube and Louis Vuitton, an unheard-of crossover at the time. But her quirky personality and fresh style cut through the fashion world's noise and made it work. That trip was the start of something bigger, Soon, she was a global ambassador for the brand, not just a guest, but the face of luxury campaigns. The girl who used to wear thrifted jackets was now styling custom LV on red carpets. But the most Emma move of all was creating her own coffee brand, Chamberlain Coffee. Started during the pandemic and brewed with the same quirky personality that made her famous, Chamberlain Coffee wasn't just a merch drop, it was a real business with ethically sourced beans from countries like Guatemala, Colombia, and Papua New Guinea. And of course, it came with reusable mugs, artsy tote bags, fun graphics, and pastel-colored packaging that practically begged to be photographed for your Instagram story. Teens, stuck at home, flocked to it. It was cute and a new trend. But in the middle of all the launches, invites, and brand deals, the Emma we knew began to fade. The why: burnout, pressure, and mental health. Her uploads slowed, her posts became rarer and more curated. The Emma who used to film herself overthinking in her bedroom now shared dreamy portraits from Italy with no captions. Behind the scenes, something heavier was happening. Emma, by her own admission, wasn't doing okay. Fame had arrived fast, and with it came a crushing weight, the weight of expectation. In multiple podcast episodes, Emma opened up about her anxiety, depression, and the burnout that crept in when she felt she had to perform all the time. She described how creating weekly YouTube videos, something that once brought her joy, became a source of stress. The pressure to be relatable while living a wildly unrelatable life took its toll. She felt she was rushing content, faking energy, delivering videos that didn't meet her own standards, and the guilt was unbearable. So she stepped back. She didn't make a dramatic announcement or a teary goodbye video. She simply stopped. There were no clickbait videos or teary farewell. There was just sudden silence. The real Emma. Now. Today, Emma is still around, but the way she shows up has changed. She doesn't vlog much. She doesn't overshare. She's not on every feed every day, and that's on purpose. Her rare returns are polished, intentional, almost cinematic. She's no longer the teenager in her messy room. She's a young woman in tailored outfits, sipping espresso in Paris, and hosting Vogue interviews at the Met Gala. And some fans seem to struggle with that. Some have even expressed their regret, saying that they missed the old Emma and the vibe of her older videos. But Emma has made one thing clear. She doesn't miss that version of herself. Not because it wasn't real, but because it's not who she is anymore. She isn't relying on her old YouTube format that she built her career on because it just doesn't feel authentic anymore. Chamberlain is part of a class of stars who broke out on YouTube and have since graduated into the next phase of their careers. She seems to be finding a balance between her business ventures, creative projects, and personal development. She's managing Chamberlain Coffee, still podcasting, and collaborating with global fashion houses, all while prioritizing her mental health and personal growth. Emma hasn't left the spotlight. She's simply redefined her relationship with it. She's not being silent out of fear, she's being quiet out of strength. YouTube made her famous, but then it tried to keep her in a format, in a loop that would have eventually drained her. Emma Chamberlain escaped before it broke her, and in doing so, she became a rare kind of role model. She didn't just show us how to go viral, she showed us how to walk away when the stakes become too high. She started by making videos to feel less alone. Now she disappears to feel like herself again. That's the hidden life of Emma Chamberlain. So, what do you think? Do you miss the old chaotic edits and thrift hauls? Or do you respect the quiet power of this new, evolved Emma? Let us know what you think in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives like this one. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.